All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome in. My name is Alexis Miller, and I'm going to be your yoga instructor today. So, welcome to this Yoga for Pregnancy series here on Wild Blue Yonder Media. This is week 14 of this series. So, if you're 14 weeks along, congratulations. You're now into the second trimester, and hopefully things are going a little bit smoother, hopefully a little less illness if you experienced that in the first trimester. I also wanted to welcome any other members here, whether that's spouses, partners, friends, family, or little family members who are here to practice with the expectant mother. It's so nice to have your support on this journey. So, as we go through the practice, just keep in mind these practices can be mixed and matched based on where you're at in your pregnancy, how you're feeling, and what you're looking for. So, you don't have to be 13 weeks along. You can be, but you certainly, or 14 weeks along, sorry, but you don't have to be. So, make sure that you're doing what's best for your body. Know that you can extend into postures, you can modify and come down to the mat, or keep your center posture. Also, keep in mind, I don't often cue water, and we're supposed to be drinking lots of that during pregnancy. So, if and when you feel thirsty, please feel free to step off your mat, grab that drink, and then join us whenever you feel ready. So, with all of that being said, go ahead and find a comfortable seat. Legs can be crossed or straight out in front. You can be up on a prop like a block or simply down on the mat. And we're going to go ahead and inhale, draw those shoulders forward and up. Exhale, drop them back and down one more time. Inhale, shoulders come forward and up. Exhale, drop them back and down. As you root into your sits bones, lengthen through the spine, chuck the chin slightly here. Hands come into a comfortable position, whether on the knees, palms up or down, or in your lap. And we're actually going to start this practice with a breathing practice to connect with baby. So if you'd like, you're welcome to bring a hand onto your belly, a hand onto your chest. You can close the eyes if that feels comfortable for you, or simply find an unmoving point and soften the gaze here. And then taking a moment just to connect with your breath just as it is in this moment. No need to change it or alter it in any way. And when you feel ready on the next inhale, go ahead and breathe in all of the love that you feel for your baby. And on the exhale, breathe out all of baby's love for you. Inhale, breathe in intelligence for baby. Exhale, breathe out baby's intelligence for you. Inhale, introspection for baby. Exhale, baby's introspection for you. Inhale, intuition for baby. Exhale, baby's intuition for you. Inhale, jubilee for baby. Exhale, baby's jubilee for you. Inhale, loveliness for baby. Exhale, baby's loveliness for you. Inhale, love for baby. Exhale, baby's love for you. Take a few more moments and in the same exact manner, inhale, breathe in whatever it is you would like to offer to your baby. And on the exhale, imagine baby breathing out that same offering for you. After your next exhale, releasing the hands down into the lap or onto the legs if you'd like, and taking a moment to set an intention for your practice today, which really can be anything at all, but it often answers the question, why did I get on my mat? Take a nice deep inhale as you feel that intention with your heart and mind. Exhale the breath out, set the intention off to the side, knowing we'll return to it toward the end of our practice. Lovely. Gently opening the eyes when you feel ready, putting that block or that prop off to the side, coming onto your hands and knees. So hands come beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips, tops of the feet come onto the floor. We're going to inhale as we sink the belly, lift the head and the hips, coming into cow. And then exhale, press the mat away, separate the shoulders, coming into cats. Inhale into cow, sink the belly, look up toward the sky, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale into cat, press the mat away, look down toward your thighs, feel the chest concave here. Inhale into neutral. Good. Bring your right hand to the center of the mat, and then on the next inhale, lift that left arm tall, coming into your tabletop twist. So reach toward the sky, keeping your hips in line with your knees, not allowing that left hip to jut out to the side, feeling that rotation through the spine. If this strains the shoulder, hand can also be on the low back or that left hip. Good. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, sweep that left arm back and down. Inhale it forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, bring that hand down to switch with the right hand so it's in the center of the mat. And then on the next exhale, rotate open to the right. Lift that right arm tall, tabletop twist, opposite side. So reaching toward the sky, notice if the hips are jutting to the right. Keep them in line with the knees. Hand can also be on the low back or the right hip if that's better for the shoulder. Feeling that nice twist through the spine in the opposite direction. Inhale. Exhale, sweep that right arm back and down. Inhale it forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, forward and up. And then exhale that hand back down into neutral. Hands come back beneath the shoulders here. On the next inhale, look over the left shoulder and then scrunch the left shoulder and the hip toward one another. Shrug the right shoulder up toward the ear, coming into a nice side body stretch on that right side. Oh, that feels so good. That pull through the ribs, pull through the hip here. Take a nice deep breath. When you inhale, really feel that expansion through the ribs, that deepening, that stretching through all those little muscles between the ribs. Lovely. On the next inhale, you come back to center. Exhale, look over the right shoulder, scrunch the right shoulder and hip toward one another. Shrug the left shoulder up toward the ear, getting that nice side body stretch on the left side now. Oh, feels so good. Breathing here, noticing on the inhales how that deepens the stretch in between each of your ribs, feeling that pull through that left hip. Good. And then inhale releases you back into neutral. On the next inhale, tuck your toes. And then on the exhale, lift the hips. Let's come into a down dog. This may be the first down dog of our day or week. So let's walk out our dog, bending one knee and then the other, opening up the backs of the legs. Getting a little bit of movement here, welcoming in some ease and some opening. Take a nice deep inhale. And then exhale, come into stillness, ground into your down dog. All 10 pads of the fingers gently grip the mat. Shoulders are shrugged down. Press into the hands, move the chest toward the thighs. Heels reach toward the floor. They don't have to touch. Take a nice full breath. Exhale it out. Inhale, sweep your right leg tall, flex the foot, press through the heel, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, look up between the hands. Step that right foot forward here. Turn that back heel down at about a 45-degree angle. And then inhale, sweep up the arms, lift the torso, warrior one on this side. So front knee is bent in line with the foot, in line with the ankle. Back leg long, heel is down. Hips are square with the front of your mat, front of your room here. Arms are up, shoulders are down. Hands can also be at heart center or on the hips if that's better for your shoulders. We're working this front leg here. We're opening up this left hip flexor. Good. Take a couple deep breaths. Excellent. Inhale, arms come out to a T, turn to the left. Adjust the back foot so it's now parallel with the back of your mat. Front knee is still bent in line with the foot, in line with the ankle. Palms turn toward the floor, warrior two. Gaze can be toward the side or over those front fingers here. Squeeze the thighs together as if you're squeezing them toward the midline here. Tuck the tailbone slightly, core is engaged. We're long through the spine, reaching through the crown of the head. Great work. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, steer forward through the fingers, hinge at the hips. Front hand comes down to your shin, ankle, a block, or the mat. Back arm reaches tall. Welcome into triangle. So we're stacking the shoulders, stacking the hips, pressing that bottom hip forward so we feel a nice deep stretch to the inside of that front leg. Front knee stays just slightly bent. We're not locking out our joints here. Pressing into that bottom hand. Top arm is up, palm is same direction as the face, but hand can also be on the hip if that's better for the shoulder here. Ooh, feeling that lovely opening through the inside of the right thigh. I know I am sore there. Couple deep breaths. Deep inhale. Exhale, bring that top hand down to switch with the right hand. You may need to grab a block here. It could be on any one of its heights. And we're going to rotate across the body, lift that right arm coming into revolved triangle. Feet stay right where they are, reaching that right arm tall, drawing that left hip toward the top of the mat so we feel that stretch to the outside of that right leg. Holy IT band, we are feeling it. Nice deep breath. Good. Inhale, top hand comes down to the mat. Move your prop out of the way. Hands come down to the mat, frame that foot. Bring that back foot up onto the ball. Exhale, step back into your down dog. Great work here. Even out in down dog, maybe wiggle those hips back and forth. Notice what feels right for you. And then when you're ready, come into stillness. On the next inhale, sweep that left leg tall, flex the foot, press through the heel, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, look up between the hands, step your right foot forward or left foot forward here, sorry. Turn that right heel down at about a 45-degree angle. And then inhale, sweep up the arms, lift the torso, warrior one on this opposite side. So front knee is bent in line with the foot, in line with the ankle, back leg long, heels down. Hips are square with the front of the room. Tuck the tailbone slightly, engage your core. Arms are up, shoulders are down. Hands can also be at heart center or on the hips. So we're doing warrior one on this opposite side, working that front leg, opening up this right hip flexor now, taking a couple deep breaths. Excellent. Inhale, arms come out to a T. Exhale, twist over to the right. Adjust that back foot so it's now parallel with the back of your mat. Palms turn down. We're still sinking into that front knee. Welcome to warrior two. Drawing the thighs toward the midline. Tailbone slightly tucked, core is engaged. Long through your spine. Gaze can stay off to the right here. You can also look forward over your fingers. Couple deep breaths. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, surf forward through the fingers, hinge at the hips. Front hand comes down to shin, ankle, block, or mat. Back arm reaches tall. Welcome into triangle, opposite side. So stacking the shoulders, stacking the hips, really drawing that bottom hip forward into the right here. So we feel that nice opening through the inside of that front leg. Front knee slightly bent. We're not locking out joints. Top arm, palm are open, same direction as your face. Hand can always be on the hip if that's better for you, for your shoulder. And taking a couple deep breaths here. This is such a nice opening. One of my favorite postures of all times. Good. Inhale, top hand comes down. It switches with your left hand. You may need to bring a block to the inside of the ankle. And then exhale, rotate open. Lift that left arm tall, coming into revolved triangle. So again, top arm is up, palm is open, hand can also be on the hip. Stacking the shoulders, rotating through the spine, drawing that right hip forward so we feel that gorgeous stretch through our IT band on that opposite side here. Woo, we're breathing. Inhale, top hand comes down to the mat. Move your prop out of the way. Hands frame that front foot. Bring that back foot onto the ball. Exhale, step back into down dog. Let's even out that down dog. Maybe wiggle those hips back and forth. Bend those knees as you need. Good. Let's take a nice deep inhale. Nice deep exhale. One more full breath. Exhale, drop the knees, untuck the toes. Let's sink back into our child's pose here. Elongate the spine, forehead comes down toward the floor, child's pose. Now, if your head doesn't reach, you can always stack your forearms and rest them here. Or you are also welcome to use a prop like a block to rest your forehead down onto. Keep in mind if you already have a bigger belly, if you're further along in your pregnancy journey, make sure to widen those knees so the baby has somewhere to go and you're not crushing your baby in between your thighs here. So taking a couple moments, hanging out here, really feeling, noticing sensation. When you feel ready, inhale, go ahead and make your way up onto your hands and knees. We're going to come into a seated position here. We're actually just going to extend our legs straight out in front of us. We're going to root into the sits bones. Sit up nice and tall. Good. Inhale. Sweep those arms wide and up. Exhale. Let's sink forward and down into a seated forward fold. So shrug the shoulders down, lengthen through the spine, press forward with the heart center here. If you'd like some extra support, you can always use a prop like a block, either underneath the hands or even on top of the legs. You can rest your forehead down on one of the sides. They can kind of support and make it just a more gentle opening here. And you can, as you sink deeper with the exhales, as the body starts to open up, you can always adjust that block as you need. So noticing what the body calls for, there's not right or wrong answers here. Instead, it's just a tuning in, a noticing. Good. Keeping those feet gently flexed. You don't have to pull them in so harshly, but just keeping them gently flexed here. Really thinking about the crown of the head reaching forward. And we don't think about this a lot, but this is actually a full body stretch from the heels all the way along the back side of the body to the back of the head. If you're further along, have a little bit of a bigger belly, you may need to open up the legs slightly so the belly has somewhere to go. You're still getting the benefit of this posture. It's just going to target the inner thighs a little bit more than having the legs together. Not a problem at all. Just noticing where you're at here today. Good. And then inhale, let's go ahead and walk ourselves back on up into center. And we're actually going to bring the soles of the feet together, knees fall open wide for bound angle pose. I'll turn at a little bit of an angle here so you can see me. Now, it doesn't matter how close the feet are to you. It really just matters what's available for your body here. So it could be further away, closer in. The stretch will vary depending on what you choose to do. I kind of just find that middle ground here. Knees are open, nice and easy. Well, inhales, we lengthen through the spine. Exhales, we hinge at the hips and lean forward with the heart center, coming into our bound angle pose. So try to keep that back nice and flat. Chin is tucked. We're looking down straight in front of us instead of forward and up. So we don't want to crane the neck here. My hands rest naturally on my feet, but you can also have your hands on your thighs or shins or down onto the mat here. So noticing what feels right for you. You may notice on the exhales, your body sinking a little bit deeper. Great. That's an awesome option. It may or may not happen. Just allowing the body to open up naturally here. We're feeling that stretch simultaneously in both hips, and we're also loosening up the back here. If you're like me, you've been experiencing some back pain. It comes and goes. Sometimes it persists for a while with this pregnancy. So stretching out the back in a gentle way like this is a really great way to help loosen up all those muscles in that pelvic region and take care of the low back, which is already starting to do a lot of work of carrying around this tiny human. Notice if you're clenching your jaw, if your shoulders have shrugged up and around your neck. And if they have, go ahead, release your jaw and drop those shoulders down and away from your ears, finding some ease. And then when you feel ready, inhale, pressing yourself on up into center, fold those knees shut, step the feet about hip width distance apart, lean back onto the hands, and then windshield wipe the knees back and forth, releasing your glutes, your hips, and your low back. Good. All right. When you feel complete in that, we're actually going to come right down onto our back. So if you need a towel off, grab a drink of water, put on socks or a jacket for final relaxation. Now is your moment. We will not sit up for the rest of our practice today. So coming on down onto your back, let's go ahead and extend our legs nice and long here. And we're going to extend our arms up over our heads. Good. Zip those legs up, heels are on the floor, point the toes, and then reach those arms, spread the fingers wide, coming into this nice full body stretch. Feel the back arch here, chest lift, glutes engage with the mat, calves engage with the mat, and feel the shoulder blades pressed into the mat as you reach in either direction. Oh my gosh, I love this stretch so much. Stretching, stretching, stretching. Take a nice full breath here. Exhale, let it go. Nice full breath. And then exhale, release that stretch, and let's prepare for final relaxation. So you have a couple options. Your knees can come into little mountains, soles of the feet are on the floor. You can allow the knees to fall open wide, soles of the feet together for reclined bound angle. Again, that hip opener, just in a more supportive and relaxing way. You can extend one leg or the other for fallen tree, or you can extend both legs for traditional final relaxation. Find a comfortable spot for your arms, whatever that looks like for you. If you're further along in your pregnancy, it may make sense to be off of your back and simply lay on your side in the fetal position. You can always bring a block beneath the belly if you've got one already protruding here, and that can support and lift it, which is a great relief for the middle of your body. Or you can just return to a seated position if that feels comfortable for you. So notice what feels right for your body, and let's take a couple moments here to settle in and begin to tune into the breath. Begin to notice how fast or slow the breath is moving, how deep or shallow it is. Notice the quality of each breath on your inhales the quality of each breath on your exhales. Feel into the gentle rise and fall of the belly, the gentle rise and fall of your chest. Notice that air as it moves in and out of your body, up and down your throat. Now, if and when your mind wanders off on a thinking adventure, it's okay. It happens to us all. Celebrate the fact that you notice you wandered off and then come back to the breath. Come back to focusing on the inhales and exhales. If it's helpful, perhaps incorporating a mantra to help you stay grounded and focused on your breath here. Inhale, I am. Exhale, flourishing. Inhale, I am. Exhale, flourishing. Remaining here with your breath in whatever way best supports you for just a few more moments today. I'm going to get quiet for this final part of your practice so you can have it to yourself. Please know that I'm watching the time and I respect yours, and I'll be sure to let you out of this posture before the end of practice. So lean back, let go, just rest right here with your baby. Touching the present deeply, you can heal the past. Bringing your awareness back to this space, taking a deep inhale through the nose, filling your belly, lungs, and chest with air, and then slowly exhaling that breath back out. Take another deep inhale as you begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, move your arms and legs, gently waking your body up. When it feels right for you, rolling onto one side, pausing there with an arm or a hand beneath the head. It's here that I invite you to bring back to mind your intention or your purpose that you set at the beginning of your practice that answered the question, why did I get on my mat? Take a nice deep inhale here as you make your way on up into a seated position and we close out our practice together today. So finding your comfortable seat, rooting into the sits bones, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, those shoulders come forward and up. Exhale, they drop back and down. Hands come into a comfortable position, whether on the knees, palms up or down, or in your lap. You can also have them at heart center, closing the eyes if that feels comfortable for you. We take a moment to express gratitude for yet another lovely day here on Earth and for our bodies that allow us to do so many things, including growing a baby and practicing yoga. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. It was a joy and an honor, and I hope to be able to do so again in the future. The light in me, it sees the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for week 14 of this Yoga for Pregnancy series here on Wild Blue Yonder Media. I hope you're feeling a little bit more at ease, a little bit looser in your body and ready to take on the day, take on the week. If you like this practice, please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel and share these practices with any other pregnant mothers that you know that would benefit from these practices during their own journey. That's how more people discover me. Also, make sure to check out Wild Blue Yonder Meditations wherever you listen to podcasts. I have practices specifically for pregnancy, like the breathing practice we did at the beginning of our practice today, and other non-pregnancy related practices that are breathing, meditation, mindfulness, stuff that can just help you feel more grounded and at ease in your own body and mind. Pregnancy is a full body, mind, spirit experience, and so bringing those practices into the mind can really be helpful during this time as well. So, thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you in week 15 of this series, and I hope that you have an amazing rest of your week. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.